Welcome back to Agroforestry Power Ladies. My name is Kaitesi Sandra.
I'm Jolene Nabada.
And in today's video, we are demonstrating how a coffee farmer can integrate other crops or other plants in his or her garden. So many coffee farmers plant only coffee in a monoculture way, thinking that they have no option. But today, we have come to demonstrate all the options that you have. You can grow your coffee in an agroforestry way. Just like other plants, coffee grows well when it has companion plants. But when it is alone, it can grow well, but it does not grow to the level that an agroforester can have the coffee on. So today, we are demonstrating a coffee integrated with bananas, papayas, fertilizing plants, whereby a system is independent. Oh, here we are showing a system of interdependence where all plants support each other, they feed each other, and there is no need for external inputs to add in your system.
This is a coffee garden which will show you, or which will show a coffee farmer how to plant coffee in an environmentally friendly way. Farmers who farm coffee, they always say coffee is more expensive than other plants. But here we try to show you that we use the locally available materials or locally available plants to farm in a good way or in a goodies way. This is our garden, as you can see it here. So this is a coffee banana garden, but integrated in with other plants. We have other plants like, we have the fertilizing plants, we have the fruit trees, we have the timber trees, and all other plants. You can see here we have the soil breaking plants and also fertilizing and cover crops. In this system, remember this is a coffee banana system but densified with other plants. So we have our banana here and the coffee, and from coffee we have another banana. So the system runs banana coffee, banana coffee. The spacing from one banana to another banana is 4 meters, and the spacing from this coffee to another coffee is also 4 meters. This gives our plants a wide area for their growth or for their germination. But in between our plants, we have other plants like the fertilizing plants. We have the lucina, we have the coriander, we have the mulberry. You can see all these. These ones here, the fertilizing plants, they are the ones to fertilize our soils. We don't need any input. We don't need manure for our system, but it is a nature way of working. We are trying to mimic a forest. You will never see anyone going to a forest with liquid manure or with compost to apply it in a forest for it to work, but it works on its own. By the use of chop and drop method, in chop and drop we mean you cut and drop. So all this you're seeing here, the fertilizing plants, we cut them or we chop them and we drop them down. After them decomposing, this is where we get the manure from our plants through decomposition. And also remember, you're getting the manure through decomposition, but also this is a fertilizing plant whereby it is a regenerative plant. It has root nodules. It is also still fertilizing the soil. We have this plant here. You can see this is our marigold. Always remember, in regenerative agroforestry, what we focus on is what feeds my plant and what protects my plant. So this is what protects our plant here, the marigold, and this is what feeds our plant. Going further, we have this, as you can see. So here we have the horse beans, we have the ginger, we have the turmeric, and also we have the cassava. All these plants, they have different uses. Turmeric, ginger, they are repellent plants, but also soil breaking plants. The horse beans or the jack beans, they are fertilizing plants and also cover crops. Always make sure that your gardens are fully covered, be with permanent green cover. Going further, we have the spring onions. For the spring onions, they are repellent plants and also used as spices. The spacing between ginger to ginger, you can use 1 feet, and also turmeric to turmeric, you can use 1 feet. The spacing from cassava to another cassava, you can use 1 meter. But always remember, the way you treat the way we treat these plants in other gardens, it is the same way we treat them in this garden. If we had to do pruning and desuckling of the bananas, it is the same we are going to do here. If we have to do the chop and drop or cut of our napier, you can, by the way, this is our boundary. You can see our boundary. We are having the Mexican sunflower, and also we are having the napier. This is biomass. Remember I said biomass, we chop, we drop, we get the carbon, whereby this is how we feed the microbes feed our plants. And the other thing, for the guys who are farmers, you say you don't have land for farming, fodder. This is fodder. This is how you can plant fodder. You can plant your napier at the boundary, something like 2 lines. You can plant your napier, then you get the fodder. You can use your tithonia as the biomass. And also coming to this side, we have bamboo. This is a very good tree. It makes a very good fence. That's the reason as to why it is on our fence or on our boundaries.
And also bamboo is a very economical plant, whereby you can make furnitures out of bamboo. We see beautiful chairs. And bamboo in agroforestry systems holds the soil, so it controls soil erosion in agroforestry systems. And the leaf litter of bamboo is very good in making organic manure to the soil.
To go further here, we are having on this next line, we have our coffee. But in this coffee here, we have integrated in
Citrus.
a citrus. And also in between this coffee here, we have integrated in
A papaya.
So just calculate how many plants will you be having in just simple garden.
Yeah, and by the way, our garden is 1 acre.
We are just calculating for 1 acre. And the number of coffee we will be having in our garden, it is 288 plants, and the banana will be having 120 plants. Also for the papaya, we'll be having 120 plants.
If
But
you had grown coffee alone, how many coffee plants would you be having? More or less the same.
yeah, more or less the same. But here we are having biodiversity. We are doing the densification, and also we are trying to see how can a farmer sustainably live with just 1 acre. Even 1 acre is big for a family. It is big, because imagine if this is coffee for just 1 acre and you have a family, you'll be getting money. So poverty will be out of your family. You'll be getting food and healthy food. Yeah, you'll be getting fruits, you know, balanced diet. The spices, we already have the spices. You can integrate in more. You can put here rosemary, you can put here mint. You can integrate everything you need in your garden. But always know what you need and how can you grow the plants you need. Study about the plants you need before planting the plant. If you come here, we have the cocoyams. We have seen different plants. So here we have the cocoyams, and here I have the cassava. This is all food. But to soil, it is soil breaking plants.
In addition, when we talk of food security, we mean foods like cocoyams, because these are plants you can plant in your garden, and you'll be sure that you have food throughout.
Also, animal farmers, this is an interesting thing. We're having this one here. If you plant this one, this is Russian comfrey. It is very good for pigs and also very good for poultry. It helps poultry farmers. It turns the yolk to yellow.
To yellow yolk, that is business.
You need yellow yolks, you can go for.
Most customers want outside in the market. They need yellow yolk. So poultry farmers, make sure you have Russian comfrey. Not anywhere else, but in your very gardens, in your very coffee gardens, so that you get both. Yeah.
So as you see, this garden, you feed yourself, you feed the soil, you feed the environment, the air, and also you feed your animals. It's not only you as a person, it's not only about money, but about the all the entire community. Your family will be healthier, but also how do you live? You can go for the synthetic fertilizers, yes, but you're spoiling your soil. But this one here, this is a long-term investment. Asset generation. If we come you are going to plant only one napier here, but this napier, after 3 months, it will be producing more reeds. The more it produces, even if you don't have cows, you can sell the reeds. Each one, it is at 200 Ugandan shillings. You can sell the cuttings of the tithonia. That is all money. Bananas, if you have a small family, you can't consume the all bananas, you can sell some. The papayas, you can sell some. You see how we get money here. But imagine we haven't cultivated about the main plant, and the main plant is coffee. Yeah, this is how you can make money with regenerative agroforestry.
Remember, you will not be harvesting only coffee, but you'll be harvesting diversity. So meaning that you will even have diversity in your pocket. With agroforestry, we solve food insecurity, we solve environmental
Problems.
environmental problems, and also economics. Because with coffee, you will be harvesting only coffee, selling only coffee.
Yeah, and also we plant for the future.
Yes.
You are not planting for your tomorrow, but you're planting for the future generations to come.
Most farmers will fear that the garden is so much densified, but consider the types of the crops or the types of the plants we have planted here. They are all different with different stratas.
And they're all local available.
Systems.
Very easy to get.
Yeah. Different root systems.
Yes.
Easy to get, meaning that these plants can all feed, they can all grow without competition like most of you can think.
So someone may say, because I said from this coffee, of this line to another coffee, it is on 3 meters. They say, how can it produce when it has papaya here? But just know, how long will this papaya take in our garden? Something like 2 years, the papaya is out. Yeah. So our coffee is getting the space. That's the reason as why we have the citrus in between the another coffee there, because our garden does not have to be on just one level. You know, you have to be with the high levels, the middle levels. Use the hair and the down part of your land. Always know, how can I produce using my land?
We call that plant stratification.
Yeah,
but you have plants
and succession. Yeah, know what first and what next.
About the papaya going out of the system in only 2 years.
Yeah,
that is plant succession. And then the plant levels, that is stratification, whereby you have plants that grow very high, plants that grow on a middle strata, and also cover plants like the Russian comfrey
and the horse beans.
And the horse beans.
But also, a farmer can say, I need my beans, I need some maize. You can plant them at the beginning of the system, because we need some plants to boost our systems. So, what boosts our system is the plant. The beans will be harvesting 2 months, 3 months, we'll be getting our maize, maize and beans.
Actually, in this very system, you can still add in your cassava and your beans. We call them pioneer plants.
Yeah, the pioneer plants. We have seen how a garden is densified and how you can plant the different plants in just one garden. But remember, these plants, we have planted them because they have different heights and also different root structures. That's the reason as why they can perform very well without any competition for nutrients and light. We have another thing on how we can get money from regenerative agroforestry, that is through reproduction. You may ask yourself, how can I get through reproduction? Remember, we're having the coriander, we're having the mulberry, we're having the glycidia, we have the bananas, we have the papaya. Some of them are for seeds, others suckers, others cuttings, like the glycidia, the mulberry, you can get them from cuttings, and also the napier, that is cuttings, the tithonia, cuttings, the bananas, you can get the suckers, the coriander, we plant them through seeds, and we pot the seeds, we get the seedlings. The ginger, turmeric, that is through the rhizomes. And also this plant here, are you seeing this plant, this flower, this beautiful flower here? This is marigold, and it is a repellent plant. That one there is through seeds. It is very crucial for you to have marigolds in your garden, because it is a very good repellent plant, mainly for the bananas. Those black ants which always affect bananas, they are not friendly with the marigolds.
And also people who like growing vegetables like cabbages,
Yeah.
turmeric, spinach. You should have
Carrots.
marigolds on your farm.
Yeah.
And actually, all organic farmers, agroforesters, wherever you are, make sure you get marigold because it is just gold on your
Yeah, and always know what feeds my plant and what protects my plant. So here, what feeds our plant are the fertilizing plants, which we have talked about, and what protects our plants are the repellent plants. The repellent plants in our garden, we said we have marigolds, we have turmeric, we have ginger, we have basil, you know, we have the most powerful medicinal plant, moringa. It is the most powerful medicinal plant. Anything which is medicinal to people, it is also medicinal to the
soil and to the plants. And you can also bring in vetiver grass.
Yes. Vetiver grass is very good for the boundaries because it is just wow on repelling the termites. You know, termites are always big-headed, but if you have vetiver in your gardens, it is a very good plant to hold water and also bringing the water from the downer areas to the above during the dry seasons. Same to the bananas. Always be with bananas in your gardens because they provide cool environment to the other plants. That's the reason as to why we always say plant bananas and coffee, because it is a very good companion to coffee.
Yeah, to our coffee farmers, hopefully you have benefited in this video that coffees also need companion plants just like other plants. Don't plant them alone. You can still get the same number of coffee you wanted in your garden and getting profits and other benefits from also other plants. Thank you for following us up to this end, and thank you for following the coffee agroforestry garden. We hope you've got something from this video, and feel free to always contact us for any help concerning regenerative agroforestry with any system.
Remember, we are planting for the future and also trying to fight the environmental degradation and the way we have destroyed our Mother Earth. We have made her cry. But with regenerative agroforestry, you have the answer because you do the tree planting, we work with nature, and with peace and harmony, we will all stand.
Solving food, economics, and environmental issues. Thank you.
Bye-bye.